Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Eddie Marcus one more time. I woke up this morning and I was watching the news, and I'm looking at all of the people that's displaced in the Bahamas, people in South Carolina, wherever this hurricane had a major effect. People losing everything, communities wiped out. I mean, totally wiped out. And yes, you got a lot of people from various locations, various countries, giving aid to support these people, and that's a wonderful thing, giving aid. But it appears to me that the message that I've been trying to share with you for so long indicates without a doubt that the kind of lifestyle that would be available for all of us if we had the opportunity to engage ourselves as if it had been designed as it has been designed, then these atrocities that occur, I can't say they would not occur. But even if they did occur, because we are people led by the spirit of love and compassion and understanding, we would really have ourselves set in a position so that whatever the situation might be, we could deal with it. Now, yes, we do have people from various countries assisting, but like Puerto Rico, it's been quite a while since that storm, that hurricane came through, and people are still suffering. Years. There are people suffering from even hurricanes and tornadoes that have occurred even many years before that. New Orleans still suffering. And so we ask ourselves, how long is it going to take to reestablish these people in some type of situational in life that they can say they're living, that they can believe that hope has finally arrived? You know it's going to take some time. Why? Because, first of all, we are people, and I say we, I'm not talking about America, I'm talking about all of us. We are concerned about ourselves. And the little stuff that is being done is an outreach to say that we are not only concerned about ourselves, there's still a little goodness in us. And yet, ladies and gentlemen, it is more obvious than ever before that we need to change the world. And I'm not talking about the New World Order where somebody want to kill you and wipe you out. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about a New World Order under the spirit of love that says that every last one of you are important. Now, this is what I'd like to ask everybody, those that hear my voice and those who don't. Those who do hear my voice, you can answer for those who don't. How many of you want peace in your life? How many of you want freedom in your life? How many of you want prosperity in your life? How many of you want joy and justice in your life? How many of you want fulfillment of your dreams in your life? I would bank that every individual on the face of the earth want these things. However, I would also have to acknowledge that there are those who, for one reason or another, don't want these things to happen for other people, just for themselves. It could be because they believe that in order for it to happen for them, somebody has got to suffer. It's like coming to America and you think that the only time you can have a place to live in some peace is to abuse others, take their land, steal it, kill them. It might mean that in order for you to be prosperous, you got to bring another people and use them as slaves to benefit you and have it no other way. You'd be willing to do anything. These people have a belief system that destroys anything for other people. If they think for one little minute, it goes against them. Even in America today, the big problem is we don't want the border open because there's too many people coming in and it's going to cause us some pain and suffering. It's going to cause us a job. It's going to cause us some access that we won't have anymore. And so we're going to keep them out. I'm thinking about those people and that are going through the storms and problems of today. Can you imagine these people trying to go someplace else because everything they have has been destroyed? Can you imagine someone putting up a wall saying you can't come over here? Or if they go someplace else, say you can't come over here? Can you imagine what it would be like if these people tried to go any and everywhere they tried to go? There was some reason why you couldn't come over here. And these people would be stuck out there and nothing. How many would care? I tell you what, if you had some love, you'd care. But there are as many people without love that don't give a heck. So that's what we have to contend with in this world today. And I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen, that this is a part of a program. We have been taught to be like this, and the things that I talked to you about love and how to have solutions to all these problems, no one has taught you these kinds of things, and you have been so brainwashed that you don't even want to hear it. You think I'm lying? If you're listening to me right now, observe how many views this particular video has, regardless of how long it's been there, whether this is the first day or 2 years. Check out the number of views. Nobody wants to hear this. Nobody wants to hear this because not that it isn't true. It's just your education, your brainwashing has been geared against these kinds of things. Now, what else am I saying? I'm saying today, as I was doing some research and looking at the effects of the hurricane, I ran across some posts where black people were saying how they were excited about Trump, how they really love Trump. And they were pissed off with the Democratic Party. They were pissed off at the laws that Bill Clinton passed when he was president that allowed so many people, black people, people of color, people who had been suffering, people who saw that they had to engage themselves in what you might call activities that was against the law, that would put them in jail, 3 strikes, that would put them in jail for a $5 bag of weed, put them in jail for life almost. And how this pain and suffering would be on their families, the people that they left behind. It wasn't to really keep them off of drugs. It wasn't really to take have an impact on the illegal activities of drugs, because the man himself has a history. The record has a history that he was one of the top, the president I'm talking about, was one of the top dogs in the drug traffic. So really the initiative was to actually take black people off the streets, to put them in prisons, to make them new slaves, a new slave mentality. That was the emphasis that they were trying to utilize. And the fact that they came up with sending jobs overseas so the people here in America wouldn't have access to these so-called decent jobs. They're not really decent when you compare them the way God would have it, but they were decent as far as the system was established. People could make some money. People could have food on the table, probably could have one parent working if you got a married family, and they could survive. They could buy a car and pay them off. These kinds of things would happen, but you sent NAFTA to send these jobs elsewhere. Why? Not to profit other nations, but to get cheap labor so that these corporations could make more money. And rich white people who are invested in these things could get more money, can get kickbacks, and whether legal or not. And they could smile louder. And all of the pain and suffering that came about because these jobs left, that didn't matter. So I'm saying to you, ladies and gentlemen, this is reality. It doesn't matter whether you're a Democrat or whether you're a Republican. They are all set up by, as far as I'm concerned, anti-God. Sometimes you might want to call it the devil, you might want to call it Satan. But it operates because somebody has been trained to do these things. Somebody has been, they don't know what it's all about. And so the pain and suffering that comes to others is a benefit for them, and they are satisfied with it. This is why I'm not advocating anybody to pay any attention to what the Democrats are saying. I'm not asking anybody to pay any attention to what the Republicans are saying. Even though you got so many black people, I'm shocked to know that black people say we can line up with Donald Trump's way of thinking. We know they don't really line up with Donald Trump's way of thinking. It's just that they're tired of who they have been listening to. They have been listening to these lies. They have been watching the Republicans. So they're just looking for an outsider. And they found a devil And I heard a brother say today, he's just like me. He's just white. So that doesn't mean anything, brother. That doesn't mean that you're on some righteous path. It just means if he is a devil, you a devil too. But I'm not trying to condemn you for being who you are. I'm just trying to offer you an alternative. There is a way. Now I know people say, well, why are you going to talk to me about God? Why are you going to say these things to me when you got all of these fundamentalist Christians, right-wing fundamentalist Christians and evangelicals who are supporting Trump, even though people call him the devil? They talk about God, but they're right over there getting their money, getting courts thing changed so they can benefit and others suffer. So why you want me to listen to you when you talk about God? And everybody who seems to be genuine, who really have compassion for all of the people, are murdered. Why do you want me to pay any attention to God? Think about that for a second. There are some people out there who've had some miracles in their life. There are some people out there who really care about themselves and one another. There are some people out there that believe that the solution to their problems is cooperation of the people. There are some people that believe that. But how do we discover how to come together, to work together, to achieve some stuff together? Well, I wish I could tell you how. I can say this. For 40 years I've been out here. And for 40 years, there's never, ever been a person that I could walk to and share the conversation with that I've shared with you, that I've posted on this internet for years and years and years, that says, brother, that is proper. I believe in peace and prosperity and freedom and joy and the fulfillment of our dreams for everybody. I believe in that. I believe that everybody should have a job and thereby having access, because we create all of the health care we possibly could ever need, from the womb to the tomb. We can have education unlimited and unrestricted. We can have food, clothing, and shelter, and an abundance nobody would ever be able to suffer. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's my philosophy of life. I don't care if I'm the only person out here. I feel good knowing that I can look at you. I can look at a bigot. I can look at a racist. I can look at a murderer. And I can look at a devil and still feel that peace, prosperity, freedom, joy, and the fulfillment of your dreams is better than anything that anybody else could ever come up with. I got no problem with that. I do have a problem when it is rejected, but I can't really do anything about that. So I am who I am. Just like you are inspired to be a football player, a singer, a dancer, a teacher, or anybody, any career that you have interest in. This is mine. And I don't apologize to anyone for it. Because to me, I don't wish you death. I don't wish you poverty. I don't wish that you have to go through all these hardships. Nah, I don't wish any of that stuff. So my heart is clean. My mind is clean. My soul is clean. I just wish that I could enjoy heaven on earth in these bodies at this time. And for me to enjoy that means that you can as well. So that's about all I need to say this morning. I really didn't know so many black people were in love with Donald Trump, but since I do know that they are, I do understand why. That is to say that the Republicans, all of you Republicans, you have failed America. That is to say that the Democrats, all of you Democrats, have failed America. But I don't believe you have to settle for someone as evil and low down and as dirty as Donald Trump. When you empower them, or him, you can empower the opposite just as easily. But if you're a devil yourself, what else can you do? You got to change, and that is not in my hand. That is in someone else's. So until the next time, this is Eddie Marcus saying, it's been a pleasure. Good day.